Welcome back students. So today we are going to study social science subject of class 9th standard. In social science we are going to study the new lesson that is labor and employment. Okay. So in this lesson we are going to cover understand the importance of labor, study the structure of labor force in India, study the nature of unemployment problem in India, review the employment generation programs, study the gender dimension of unemployment. These many points we are going to cover in this particular video. First we'll go along with the meaning and importance of labor. Well children, when we will talk about the meaning of the labor, labor is the human input. It is a human effort in the process of production. Okay, no production is possible without human labor. Human labor only alone it is going to bring about substantial improvements in the value of output. Okay, by labor we can mean the capacity to exercise physical or mental effort for the purpose of producing goods or services by the human beings. Means only human beings are able to exercise. After giving its physical exercise and mental efforts, a production is done. Okay, this is called as a labor. Okay children. So next we will talk about the features of the labor. Since labor is attached to human beings, it has some unique features. So, well, here you can see that children, it can be separated from the laborer. It is going to separate from the laborer. It is going to be accumulated. It is going to give special provision. Its supplies varies over time. It is going to give a good supply of the time. Okay, along with this, it is less mobile. It differs in efficiency. So, these are the unique features of the labor. Okay, when the terms come for the importance of the labor, labor is a productive factor of production. It activates the other factors and make them useful for production purposes. So children, because of this reason, quantity and quality of labor force in country are crucial factors. So here you can understand this by the simple meaning, that is higher the labor force, larger is the economic activity and development. If the labor force is more, the economic activities are more and there will be a economic development. The size of the labor force is usually measured in terms of the number of people in the age group of 15 to 60 years. Generally, children below 15 years and people above 60 years of age are not considered as workers. India is said to be enjoying the demographic dividend because the proportion of people in the younger age group who can engage in the work is very high compared to the other countries. Okay, this was all about the importance of labor. Okay children, so next we will move to the structure of labor force in India. Well, in India, the information of our labor force and workers is collected in the census as well as by the National Sample Survey Organization. Okay, these are the important organizations that are going to give a clear picture, or it is going to surveys on employment and unemployment. The structure of labor or workforce refers to the size, gender, activity and sector composition of the workers. So, let us discuss this in very briefly through the size of workforce. So, children, it is observed that in India, the proportion of the workers is only 39.8%. So, it is going to leave a vast majority of about 60% as non-workers are there in India. So, this is going to indicate an economic status in which there is a larger proportion of dependent population and also existence of a large number of unemployed or underemployed people. So, through this here you can see that children, population is larger and it is totally dependent. Along with this, there are number of unemployed and employed people. the total number of workers increased from 40.2 crores in 2001 to 48.2 crores in 2011. This number of workers denotes the huge responsibility on the part of the government to provide employment opportunities. Okay. Then when next the terms come for the gender composition of workforces. Well children, when the terms come for the gender composition of workforce, the share of the female workers are only 35% of total workforce. It has been calculated since from 2001 to 2011. That is a lesser number of women reported to be participating in work than the men, because you know that children, here women, they are bonded to stay in a four walls only, but this is not true children. Here nowadays women are also going to give tough competition to the men. Okay, either the women do not have adequate employment opportunities, or many of their works like household work, then household businesses, tending cattle, then helping in household works, so these are not counted. Okay. Next we will move to the occupational or sectoral composition. When the terms come for the occupational or sectoral composition of workspace, children, here you can see that occupational composition, it is going to refer, or it is going to say about the distribution of workers by employment. Those are working in farming, manufacturing, trade services, or any kind of professional activities. These all comes under the occupational composition of workspaces. Okay. Next, here you can see that the chart has been divided as a sector wise. Well, sectors like primary sector, secondary sector, tertiary sector. Okay. So when the terms come for the primary sector, children, here in rural area 66.6% are engaged in the agricultural activities. When the terms come for the urban areas, 9.0% of people are engaged in primary activities, and 43.6% of males are there, those who are engaged in the primary activities, and 62.8% of females are there. Totally in primary activities 48.9% people are engaged. When the terms come for the secondary activities, you know that children, secondary activities means here manufacturing will come. So in rural area we are going to see 16.0% of area is there, that comes under the secondary activities. And when the terms come for the urban, 31.0% of people are there engaged in the secondary activities. Totally, when the terms come for the gender, 25.9% of people are engaged in the secondary activities. And we are going to compare with the females, 20.0% of females are engaged in the rural or secondary activities. Okay. So tertiary. So when the terms come for the tertiary activities, 17.4% of rural area people are engaged in the tertiary activities, and 60.0% of urban people are engaged in tertiary activities. 30.5% of males are there engaged in the tertiary activities, and 17.2% of females are engaged in the tertiary activities. That is totally 26.8% of people are engaged in the tertiary activities. 24.3% of people are engaged in the secondary activities. 48.9% of people are engaged in the primary activities. Okay children, about half of total working population is cultivators and agricultural laborers. Those they themselves engaged in the agricultural activities. Of the remaining workers, almost equal proportion of them is engaged in secondary and tertiary activities. Okay. Already I said you children, here primary means agriculture will come, secondary means the industry will come, tertiary means the service activities will come. Okay. So next we will move to the workers in registered and unregistered sectors. Workers in registered and unregistered sectors means children, here you can see that It is based on the conditions of employment and work. We classify workers as working in organized and unorganized sector. When the terms come for the organized sector, children, it is going to cover those enterprises which are registered by the government. So, organized sector that comes under the registration of government. For example, Reliance Industries Limited, Tata Steel Industries Limited. So, these comes under the organized sector. And when the terms come for the unorganized sector, children, here you can see that these sector, it is going to include small and scattered units, so which are really outside the control of the government. Organized sector, it is totally registered under the government, and unorganized sector, it is totally not controlled by the government. Okay, though there are rules and regulations, but these rules are never followed here. For example, casual workers in construction, roadside business shops. So these all workers comes under the unorganized sector. Okay, children. So in this sector there is no job security and the conditions of employment are also very tough. In organized sector there is a guarantee of job, but in unorganized subsector no guarantee of job is there. Okay. So next, children, here we can see that classification of workers by nature of work. Well, nature of work means self-employed. Self-employed means, children, here you can see that entrepreneurship, regularly salaried employed and casual laborers. Like this it has been divided about the nature of work. Although 52% of workers, those are self-employed, many a time this employment does not give them sufficient income and all the family members of the family are forced to work as they do not find any alternative measures. So 52% of workers are self-employed, children. Then when the terms come for the casual employment is increasing in the recent years, and presently about 30% of workers are casually employed. So this was all about the nature of work. Okay, so next we will move to the problem of unemployment in India. Well, children, the first problem is that, or the first cause for unemployment is that the more population. Unemployment is a situation where a person is able to engage in work at the prevailing wage rate in the market. Unemployment means, children, here it is a situation where a person is able to work and he is engaged in a work, but in a particular wage rate, but in a less wage rate. Okay, this situation is called as a unemployment. As unemployed person is one who is willing to work at the prevailing wage rate but is unable to find work in India. The number of unemployed and jobless persons is higher and increasing. Okay, this is the situation of the employment in our India. So to stop this extension of to stop this and extension of employment, government has been implemented several measures to eradicate unemployment in India. Okay, so here, children, once again I am going to repeat all my points here. Problem of unemployment means, children, here you can say that it is a situation where a person is able to engage in work, but he is not getting a particular wage rate in the market. This is called as a unemployment. Okay, unemployment problem that is prevalent in India. So along with this, we also saw here workers in registered and unregistered sectors. Well, work is going to be divided as organized and unorganized sector. So organized sector that covers those enterprises which are registered by the government and have to follow its rules and regulations. Unorganized sector, that is going to include small scattered industries. These are not registered under the government. Okay, a good example for a organized sector, that is Tata Steel Limited Industries, and a good example for unorganized sector, that is here you can see that children, roadside business, shops, workers in construction sites. So these many jobs will come. Okay. So next children, occupational or sectoral composition of workforces. When the terms come for this, here manufacturing, trade, services or any kind of professional activities, it is called as a occupational composition of work. Okay, I hope up to here the concept is clear. If you have any doubts and queries, you can contact me or you can WhatsApp me on my WhatsApp number. Thank you for watching this video children. Take care of yourself.